Alright, so the purpose of this video is for tech support, operation support positions to get a little more familiar with some of the ways that Python is set up on development machines, because you may have to support these machines and you normally aren't using Python in your daily position. So this is not an in-depth look at Python. This is just how you might find a developer's PC and how to work on it without changing things around, as that would be bad in a development situation. I've tried to script this a few times and it always came out confusing because of the term Python being used as a command, an interpreter, a location, being from different sources, Microsoft, the Python Software Foundation. Oh, it's also used as the name of an organization, and also from Anaconda. I decided to just redo the whole video from scratch as an over-the-shoulder tech support training. So there's some unexpected things, and some of it seems long and confusing. Just bear with it. Now, there is a third Python install that's very popular. It's called Anaconda. I downloaded this mini Conda installer. It's a free version that has all the basic package managing features from Anaconda. And just to see, you can get that from anaconda.com. There's a free download. I'm going to skip the registration because I already did. And there's mini Conda installers. I downloaded the Windows version and I'm going to install it right now. What mini Conda does is it manages the versions of Python that you want. I'm going to choose the defaults, which is to just run it for me. It's going to install in my profile. And just going to click install. So it manages the versions of Python you want to install. Like let's say you want 3.8 or 3.9. You don't have to go get it from the Microsoft Store. You don't have to go get it from the python.org download website. It'll actually download it for you and set up its own virtual environment. It's a little different than what we've looked at in the last two sections. So we've installed it. Let us now open a command window. In this case, well, actually, let me show you. If you open a regular command window and you type Python, you still get the Microsoft version. You actually have to use either the Anaconda PowerShell or Anaconda prompt that it installed. Here's the Anaconda prompt. I'm going to run that. And it is basically just a command window with a little extra setup for Anaconda. It automatically loads something called base. That's the base Anaconda install. Where, let's see, where Python, where it overrides the Microsoft Python and runs your mini Conda Python first in the base environment. If I actually use the conda command, deactivate, I get out of the base Anaconda environment. And if I type where Python, I only have Microsoft. So all Anaconda does is it kind of hijacks your Python setup if you have another Python installed. So conda activate, and I'm back in the base install. So how does this help us if we want to use a different version of Python? Well, we can use the Python command and create a virtual environment. That's true, but in order to do that, we would have had to have other versions of Python installed. Let's see now. 3.11 is what we had for Microsoft. So if I type Python 3.11 -- version, that still works, but that's the Microsoft version of Python, and we had to go get it. Just as an example, 3.10 is not there for Microsoft. We could use the py command and choose a version. In this case, 310 is there, but again, we had to actually go get it. Let's find a version that we did not install. So using the py command, let's try 312. 312 is not there. And for Python, the Microsoft version, let's try 312. That's also not there. So how do we use Anaconda? All right, starting with a clean command window so it's easy to see. We're going to type the Conda command, and we're going to name, we're going to create a virtual environment with the name py312 just to keep it consistent with the other ones. But we're specifying a Python version of 312. Now, if you have not done already, so you're going to be asked to accept the terms of service, just say all to all three of them. Then we're getting a list of packages it's going to install. Before we accept it, let's scroll back. So we've typed the command. The terms of service is accepted. It's looking at information in its repository and making a list of what has to be installed. It looks like I have a newer version of Conda, so I could upgrade that later, but that's not going to affect us right now. And here's the command. We'll just do that later, or do it on your own machine if you need to. Here's the package plan. This is the part that's different than the other virtual environments. Instead of making a folder right there where you are inside your project, it's going to create a folder in where the location Conda is installed. In this case, Miniconda 3 in my profile. So all your virtual environments for Anaconda are inside this location in a folder that you name. So it's going to install Python version 312, and here's all the packages it needs just to start. And I'm going to just say yes. It downloads everything directly, including Python. Sets everything up. So this is a lot easier if you need to run multiple versions of Python, because you don't have to go get them. Now, it tells you right here what command to run to activate it. We're in our base environment right now. As we saw earlier, if we type where Python, we still have the Microsoft setup, but the Miniconda version is going to run before that. So it basically took over in the base environment. If we run the command to activate our new Python 312 environment, we can see that we've changed to Py312. And if we type where Python, we still have the Microsoft command. We have the 312 Miniconda Python now in place of the default Miniconda Python. So if we do a Python version, we get 312. So that's the basics of creating the Python environment. And by the way, if you need to, you can still run a Microsoft or a non-Microsoft Python virtual environment inside an Anaconda Python virtual environment. There are reasons to do it. So be careful and double check for that in case whoever you're supporting has done that either on purpose or by accident. Actually, if you want to see what that looks like, let's use Microsoft's. And then we're going to activate it. Why can't it activate? Did I go in the right folder? Oh, it's see, I've confused myself by using different names. Most online people use this mostly for AI, and most AI scripts now use the folder VENV. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I use the names of the Python version. So let's do that. There we go. All right. So this might be confusing, but if you look at this now, it actually has the Conda virtual environment and the Microsoft virtual environment prefixed to the prompt. So if you see something like this, it's because someone's running a virtual environment in a virtual environment. And there are reasons to do it, like I said. It's usually to isolate packages. So I'm going to deactivate. And you see we get out of the Python virtual environment. And then we're going to type Conda deactivate. And we're returned to the base Anaconda environment. So on the previous two videos, the Microsoft Python and the non-Microsoft Python from the Python Software Foundation, I did append at the end of each video a little blurb about the environment variables that may be important to troubleshooting virtual environment version problems. Anaconda is a little different because there are no Python virtual environment folders. There's an Anaconda virtual environment and a version of Python in it. But one thing I might want to just show you real quick, just in case it happens to you, is if you are on a system with Anaconda installed and you look at the system and user variables in a normal command window, you might not see a lot of anything related to Anaconda or Conda. Don't mind this here. I have this here at the end because I added it at the end of the last video in the series. So normally this wouldn't be here. I added it for a reason. You'll see it in the next video. If you launch the Anaconda prompt, and the reason there is an Anaconda prompt is because it starts your base Anaconda environment and sets up your system path to use the various Anaconda libraries, and also sets up a few Anaconda related system variables. So that's in the Anaconda prompt. So if you're trying to troubleshoot Anaconda, make sure that you do double check that this all gets set up properly. The easiest thing is just to uninstall and reinstall Anaconda, and make sure you don't delete your mini Conda configuration files so that you can save your virtual environments. I know this is confusing, but if you look at it enough, it starts to make more sense. So what's a simpler way to make it more sense? Let's look at the next thing.